Hi everyone, thanks for joining this webinar. There are almost 35 days to go to MBA CET. We'll just give people some more time to join in.
Yeah.
Hi Nishtha, hi Aditya. Hello Tejas. Hi Parth. Hi Jinay, I think we've spoken also before. Thanks for joining. I hope you guys have questions prepared. We'll be answering all of them. Forward it to your friends as well so that many people can join in and their doubts are cleared. Just give me 1 second, guys. Hi everyone, hi Pratik. So we have more than 20 people watching now. I'll get started with what we had planned for today. Shivani, can you see my screen?
Yes, Aditya.
And everyone in the chat, can you see uh, the presentation? Just confirm once. Pratik, Janay, Parth, if you can see. Okay, great. So if you've not met us or don't know the top percentile before, guys, we have been coaching people for MBCT for more than 4 years. And every year, many of our students have got into JBIMS. Shivani, who you can see on this YouTube live, is one of our students. And we'll be sharing very useful tips so that you can improve your score from 30 to 40 marks over the next 35 days. ठीक है, so the people who are on this live, can you just give me a quick introduction so that I know you guys better? Okay, where are you guys from? Where are you guys joining from today? Okay, we have someone from Mumbai. Mumbai, Pune, Nasik. That's great. Chandrapur, Chhatrapati, Shambhajinagar, Amravati. Amazing. Ahmedabad, Mumbai, UP. That's great. Jishan is also from Mumbai. Great, great. So very nice to meet you guys. Thank you all for joining. Hope we'll be able to clear a lot of your doubts today. Now, whatever your scores are right now, this is what you should look at to know how much you can improve in the next 35 days. So if you're scoring around 60 marks now, I genuinely believe you can get to 100. If you are scoring around 80 now, you can reach 110, 120. If you're scoring 100, 130, 135 is definitely doable in the last 30 to 35 days. Just mentally think about it in this way कि there are 35 days left. आप लोग दिन का you'll be studying 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. If you are preparing full time, then it'll be almost 8 hours, right? तो इतना एफर्ट का आउटपुट why can't it be just 1 mark a day? तुम लोग 1 mark क्यों नहीं improve कर सकते every day if you're spending 8 hours every day? So I definitely think 1 to 2 marks each day ka improvement is possible. Obviously, you won't improve 1 mark each day, but after studying for 3, 4 days continuously and you give the next mock, you can increase 5 marks in one mock to the other. So that's the mentality. You have to believe कि next 30, 35 days में 35 to 40 marks बढ़ सकता है because it just comes down to 1 mark a day, which is not that big of a deal. हम लोग इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स हैं वी हैव स्टडीड फ्रॉम जीरो टू पासिंग मार्क्स 40-45% in the night before and here you have 35 days to get to increase 30-35 marks so that is definitely possible. तो अभी if you are at 60 if you want to go to 100 that should be the target. 60 to 80 के बीच में जो भी है अगर तुम्हें 100 marks पहुंचना है यू जस्ट नीड 100 genuine attempts in the MBA CET पेपर तो पूरा पेपर जो 200 questions का है you have to find the easiest 100 questions in that and in the upcoming webinars and lives we'll talk about attempt strategy and so on but तुम्हें बस 100 क्वेश्चन ही ढूंढना है। तो अगर टफ क्वेश्चन आए, दे आर डिफिकल्ट पजल्स दैट आर कमिंग, दे आर डिफिकल्ट vocabulary that is coming, you have to leave all of that and just find 100 easy questions जो हर सीटी पेपर में होते ही है। There are 100 easy questions in each सीटी पेपर. If those are genuine attempts, if you are attempting that, तुमने कुछ सॉल्व किया है, तुमने पजल सॉल्व किया है, तुम क्वांट का सॉल्व कर रहे हो, तुमने आरसी को टाइम दे के सॉल्व कर रहे हो, तो 80% accuracy is doable in that. So 100 genuine attempts में you'll get 80% accuracy में 80 marks. बाकी का 100 you'll mark flukes. उसमें right you should mark in fact one option for everything जो भी हो B, C, D, E, whatever. So you will get one in every 5 questions correct just by probability. तो उसमें तुम्हें 20 marks additional मिलेंगे. तो तुम्हारा स्कोर हो जाएगा 100 जो लास्ट फ्यू इयर्स के ट्रेंड के हिसाब से अप्रोक्सीमेटली 90% है. ऑब्वियसली वी डोंट नो द डिफिकल्टी ऑफ द पेपर दिस ईयर बट इट बी अप्रोक्सीमेटली 90%. Similarly, if you want to target 110, you just need 120 genuine attempts. So just finding 120. And if you're targeting the top colleges, Pelinkar, Pumba, you have to score 99, 99.5. Your genuine attempts will have to be 140, 160. If you're targeting Sidnam, JB, etc., uh, your accuracy has to be even higher. But this webinar is especially for the people who are between 60 to 100 marks, and I want them to push for 30 to 40 marks increase in the next 30 to 40 days. So this is one thing you can look at कि genuine attempts कितने होने चाहिए तुम्हारे, and accuracy keep aiming for 80% if it's lower than that. So now again I want to know from you guys so that we can give our insights accordingly कि where are you guys standing today? तुम्हारे मॉक्स में कितने स्कोर आ रहे हैं, तुमने कितने मॉक्स लिए टिल नाउ, एंड व्हाट आर योर वीक सेक्शंस और टॉपिक्स. We have about 40 students right now watching, so please let us know कि where are you guys so that we can tailor the session according to that. Tej is okay, 115, that's a good score. Pratik, 80, okay. Pratik, as I said, you should be targeting 112. 112 के लिए 120 genuine attempts की जरूरत हो जाएगी. Sahil is 100 plus and 6 mocks, good. Uh, it's a good score, Sahil. Thoda mocks we have to increase the number in the next 30 days. Okay, quant is weak.
So Aditya will be
Okay,
taking questions towards the end, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be taking questions towards the end, guys. Just hear what we have to say. Some of the questions will get cleared during the session. And उसके बाद जो भी है, Shivali and Aya here to help you guys out. ठीक है, amazing guys. It's good that you guys are serious, taking mocks, practicing. So that is good. And if you keep up this effort, so you can get 120, 130, 140, whatever you target. I'd say, as I said, 30 marks increase, 40 marks increase is possible. ठीक है, now, firstly, अभी we have to increase 30 marks, तो हमें उसके areas we'll have to find out. जो तुम्हारा last 1 or 2 mocks होगा that you've taken, 1 mock, 2 mock, just आज after the session, analyze it very, very thoroughly. These are the things that I want you to check. पहले कितने genuine attempts आ रहे हैं और उसमें accuracy percentage क्या है. As I said, according to what your score is today and what you want to target, I've given you a blueprint कि कितना attempt होना चाहिए. Accuracy we have to take it up to 80%. So just figure out that कि तुम आज किधर हो and how far are you? If it's 80% accuracy, that's good. Then we have to work on increasing speed, increasing more questions. अगर बहुत attempt होते हैं with less accuracy, then we have to figure out कि कौन से type of questions में accuracy कम हो रही है, uh, and then work on that. So just check this firstly in the last couple of mocks that you've taken. एंड उसके बाद सेक्शन वाइज तुम देखो एक्यूरेसी और अटेम्प्ट्स कि तुम्हारा स्ट्रॉन्ग एरियाज क्या है, वीक एरियाज क्या है. एंड वीक एरियाज को लिस्ट डाउन कर लो अभी. इफ इट्स पजल्स, इफ इट्स आरसी, इफ इट्स arithmetic numbers, whatever it is, just list down these specific topics in your analysis. उसके बाद just see time spent per section and time spent on each and every question, and just figure out if you're spending too much time on particular questions. जैसे puzzles में you're spending 10-15 minutes for a puzzle, or RC you're spending 10 minutes for an RC. Just figure out that. That we'll have to avoid. Once you do that, you'll just have a list of all these topics जहाँ पे तुम्हें you're either spending a lot of time or you're scoring very, very low, the very, very low accuracy, or you're not able to attempt. So make a list of all this, and especially for accuracy, the questions you've genuinely attempted and उसमें you got the answer wrong, उसमें just make a list of what are the mistakes you're making, क्यों वो गलत हुआ, and what is the pattern, are you making the same mistake again and again. So if that, you have to be aware of that, and then try to practice that before taking the mock, so that mock में वो mistakes नहीं हुए. मतलब कैलकुलेशन एरर हो रहा है, डेटा कॉपी पेस्टिंग में कुछ गलत हो रहा है, यू आर रीडिंग समथिंग रॉन्ग. These all you have to keep in mind and be very careful about. So you have a list of topics that you need to work on, and you have a list of mistakes you are making in your genuine attempts. ये दो list, please make after the session tomorrow, whatever. But we need this list to improve the marks. ठीक है. For the week topics, we have a special announcement for you guys. Since time is less, you can consider one of our courses. इसमें you have shortcut videos like already. So if you have difficulty in say RCs, you don't have to find out कि अब मैं RC कहाँ पे जाके पढूं, because time is very less. So you can watch the strategy video on RC, or if you need a very in detail lecture, you can watch the whole live lecture that JBIMS alumni or Sridhar alumni took for RC, and you can get it clear. So usme your time will get saved. Apart from that, in uh, in TTV Elite, you will be paired with a mentor. Even in TTV Mentor, you'll be paired with a mentor like Shivali. Shivali has a lot of mentees under her who she keeps guiding as and when they have doubts. So whatever difficulty you have in this last month, a mentor like Shivali, a JBIMS student who has cracked JB, will help you. The mentorship is only and only with JBIMS student. So where you want to reach, those people have already reached there. They have been in your shoes. They have been in the last 30 days ka journey, and they will help you out. And since just around 30 days are left, you can use the code TTP20 for a 20% discount on all these courses. So for the weak sections, I've told you, you can go for this resource. For the mistakes you're making in the genuine attempt, you have to make a list and be very, very aware of them and practice them before taking a mock. Now, this is a 35-day to 40-day plan. Abhi 35 days approximately. Next 4 to 5 days, as I said, you have to make a list, right? Usme you need to spend, no matter if you're working student जो भी है, next 4-5 days you have to spend 4 to 5 hours a day. This is a suggested plan, but अगर तुम्हारा कोई section बहुत weak है, you can give it more time. Don't take any mocks, because just work on जो भी mock analyze किया तुमने last, उस पे build करने का try करो on the mistakes you made in the last 2 or 3 marks, and the weak sections. So to learn the weak sections, try to analyze the mistakes and practice that. So 3 hours to 4 hours will be studying on the weak topics and practicing so that you don't make the mistakes again. And then take one sectional test every day. Uh, Depending on your weakness, quant, LR, VRC, जो भी है, and then analyze that sectional test also. If you go for any of our courses, you'll get 40 sectional tests. So you're covered till CET 25. You have more than one sectional test to take every day. After these 4 5 days, you have to take the mock again. You can take one mock in every 3 days. So uske baad in the phase two, you will have 3 mocks that will be taken. After every mock again, as I said before, वीक टॉपिक्स निकालने हैं, मिस्टेक्स निकालने हैं, उस पे काम करना है एंड देन नेक्स्ट मॉक देना है. तो 1 mock every 3 days, उसमें 3 मॉक हो जाएगा तुम्हारा. फेज 3 में वी विल इंक्रीज इट टू 1 mock every 2 days. दैट विल मेक इट 5 mocks. फेज 4 में 1 mock every day except the last 2 days. Phase 4 में you'll also know that your slot of when you have to take the paper, तो वो टाइम स्लॉट में पेपर देना है. इसमें again you will be taking 7 to 8 mocks, right? So 3 + 5 8 and then 7 8. So next 30 days में this is a plan for you to take around 15 mocks. You can This is just a plan. If you have taken mocks already, you can give 10 to 15 also. Important part is the analysis. मतलब जो study का मैंने plan बनाया है, उसमें the most important is the analysis and correcting your mistakes. So that's what we had. We had a roadmap, थोड़ा mock analysis का strategy बताया है हमने, and now we'll be taking questions. So thank you all for listening, and now we can answer any questions that you have. But before that, I think one question for Shivali. What did you do in your last 35 40 days, and where were you in terms of your score? Or फिर वो score किधर गया on the D-Day and your mock score?
So, during my last 30 to 35 days, I would say I was scoring around 125 to 128, and my score definitely improved by around like 10 12 marks. It did reach 148, or in some mocks, I used to score even 135. 135 to 140 is what I reached during my end mocks. So, like 2 to 5 mocks that I gave towards the end, I used to score in this range. So what helped me was, just identifying my strong areas, my weak areas. So quants is something which I was strong at. So giving less amount of time to quants, but then, getting the questions right. Whereas I would say that verbal was my weak area. So I used to go with my first instinct in many of the questions. I mean, that helped me a lot. And then practicing some topics such as abstract or DI or maybe LR. So doing those topics on a consistent basis for the last 30 to 40 days definitely helped me a lot. Like I used to practice 25 abstract questions on a daily basis. Even if I used to give a mock, I used to make sure that 25 questions of abstract, I'm doing it on daily basis, so that because that is a very scoring area. I used to make sure that when I'm not giving mocks, I'm solving around 7 to 8 puzzles on a daily basis. I'm solving DI. I'm practicing on speed math. Yeah, and this is what helped me. Also, one thing that I would like to share is reading helped me a lot, not just for the verbal section, but for the overall paper, for comprehension, for RCs, and definitely for verbal section. So yes, this is what I did.
Okay, great. So uh, you have to work on your strengths also, but whatever your weakness is, like abstract, Shivali was working on it every day, puzzles, just make it part of your daily study plan. And उसके अलावा भी तुम्हें पढ़ना है depending on what your mock analysis says. And Shivali, you were a TTB student. So how did TTB help you in the journey to JBIMS?
So during my initial phases, the TTP videos, which were the recorded sessions which we have, they definitely helped. As I said, even if it may be abstract, wherein I guess you have shared videos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the small tips and tricks which were there, those definitely helped. Getting the questions those type of questions in say like 10 to 12 seconds. There was coding decoding which was taught by Anay. That
Yeah.
helped a lot because I used to practice it in a very lengthier way, lengthier manner. So it used to take a lot of time. So that helped me a lot. So there are like few things which I used to lack in TTP definitely helped me. And apart from the live sessions or maybe the recorded sessions that we have, the TTP mentorship did help me a lot because I remember speaking with Shreekanth when I was stuck at 95 and how he helped me, how he motivated me. These are very small factors, but definitely push you to get to there. And also I had a session with Anay where he was telling me how to analyze mocks, how I can improve my scores, how I can do, sectional analysis and all of that. So that definitely helped me. Like mentorship did definitely work a lot for me.
Amazing. You spoke to Srikanth when you were at 95, and then you reached JBIMS. You would have scored maybe 140, 150 marks. So that's amazing. So now we'll take questions. You heard Shivali's story and journey. Now you can shoot your questions and we'll answer them.
So yeah, Pranay is asking, sir, how many days before should we stop giving mocks? So basically, it depends from person to person. So if you are like somebody who will, if you score very less, then probably you will panic in the exam. Then I would suggest like 2 to 3 days before the exam, don't give any mock. You can give sectionals. You can work on your weak areas. You can, as I said, that you can on a daily basis you can practice say 25 questions of abstract, 7 to 8 puzzles, practice 2 to 3 DI sets, and that is how we can go forward.
Agreed. Obviously, students are very nervous, and I would have been very nervous before my attempt. Uh, 2 3 days before, don't take any mock because it might impact your confidence, and being confident is very, very important on your exam day. So, as Shivali said, just practice sectional tests, practice 10 puzzles, practice individual questions like that, so that you're still in touch with everything, but no need to take a mock. You can go through your formula sheets if you made anything else. You can go through RCs, you can do some reading, you can do all of that, but avoid taking a mock last 2 to 3 days. What was your final score, Shivali?
It was 99.91 percentile.
And score, मतलब
So,
अंदाजे से, would you know?
no, actually, we were not given our score as such.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we were just given our
Would have been 140 to 150, right?
yeah.
आदित्य भाई आपने कितने marks दिए थे? It was my second attempt. So my first attempt was I scored a 99.75. So some my concepts were clear, so I just took 15 marks, but I used to spend 3 to 4 hours analyzing each and every mock. So my mock analysis was very, very detailed. That's why I just needed 15 marks to crack JBIMS, and I ended up getting a score of 150. Is test funda mocks difficult than the actual exam? No, they are mixed. Some are difficult, some are easier. The CET difficulty level also varies a lot uh, between years, and even in the slots also we've seen that it varies a lot. So just focus on doing well in the mock in front of you. Don't think about difficulty so much. In the mock, try to improve your percentile and rank. Test funda mein rank comes, just try to improve that rank and percentile. But we can't predict the pattern of the paper. In the slots also, it's changed so much.
Right. So Abhi was asking how to increase score after 95. So I would say that I was stuck at 95 for a very long time. But what helped me was doing sectional analysis. So where are you lagging? Like, are you lagging in LR, cons, abstract, verbal? Which are your strong areas? Which are your weak areas? So that helped me to increase my score from 95 to 100 and say 105 to 110. So I would suggest you to do sectional analysis, a thorough sectional analysis, and then work upon your weaknesses so that you improve your score.
How is life at JBMS? So I was part of the COVID batch. Shivali just, obviously, we try to keep it short, but in 30 seconds or in a minute, how is life at JBMS? Now that you're going to be graduating very, very soon.
Right. So yeah, during the initial a month or two, it was very hectic because you have your summers going on, you have to prepare a lot, and you have classes, you have everything going on simultaneously at the same time. And coping up, you have been probably after the exams, we are, very uh, like lethargic. We have not done so. We have not been active for a very long time, and that definitely is very difficult to cope up with because during the initial months, it's very hectic over here. But then, yeah, definitely after a few months, things go. Well, I mean, you just have lectures which you need to attend, and yeah, it's very learning. I mean, the teachers here as well, they are very accommodative. They are people who are from the industry, so they give you industry perspective as well. And yeah, it's just nice to be around, so many talented people around you. And yeah, it's just great.
So keep working hard, guys. It's worth it. Getting into JBMS, that's what I can say. 2 to 3 years after JBMS also. Uh, in JBMS also, you'll know that it's worth it. After JBMS also, you'll keep realizing that तुमने एक एग्जाम निकाला है उसके काफी फायदे होते हैं in your life. There's a lot of impact. For OMS benchmarking, it would be 150, right? So in the mocks, Shriyanshu try to get 150, but don't stop there. If you've reached that, also like keep pushing, keep improving till how much ever time you have. Jin, if you start preparing from now, seriously not at zero in syllabus, but 50%, then is it possible to get GBMS? So, Jin, your syllabus will actually be more than 50% done. Uh, Verbal or abstract, see, abstract का syllabus नहीं है. That is already 25%. Verbal RC, you can study in a few hours, at least concept-wise. Para jumbos you can study in some time. Vocabulary is ongoing. ऐसा कुछ syllabus नहीं है, तो you don't have to study anything. Uh, Again, LR, once you can go through the syllabus very fast, so you would have done more than 50% of the syllabus. It is possible to get into JBIMS. Just keep working hard. As I said, जो भी तुम्हारा last mock होगा, उसका score देखो, see, make a list of the mistakes you made in the genuine attempts, and बाकी जगह क्यों नहीं marks है, and then work on that. Just keep constantly improving whatever score you're at, and JB is possible.
Yeah, so Vedant is asking like he can solve most of the questions, but takes a more bit time than expected. So I would say Vedant, going with sectionals will definitely help you because that helped me as well. Because as we know that even sectionals are timed. So if you give sectional, then you better understand, which are the questions which are taking more time than is expected, and definitely it will help you a lot and help you reduce your time towards the end. And I would suggest for say some abstract section is there which has 25 questions but is time 60 minutes. So don't take 60 minutes, take 15 minutes and go with it so that you'll understand towards the end in 15 minutes how much you're able to solve. So Pratik is
Guys, take
asking.
a second and just subscribe to the channel. Uh, because in the next 1 month we'll be doing this almost on a weekly or a bi-weekly basis. So we'll have 1 or 2 webinars every week. So that you don't miss out. There'll be Shivali who will be joining. There'll be other JBIMS students also who will be joining, who want to help you out. So just subscribe so that you know when we are having this type of lives. It will be, we'll just announce in the morning and have it at night because it all depends on their schedule. JBMS lecture schedule के हिसाब से only we can do that because they are currently in JBMS. They have academic commitments. So please subscribe to the channel. Just take a second and do that. Go ahead, Shivali. You answering
Yeah,
a
so
question.
Nikhil was asking need help for cons. So I would suggest cons as it is mainly bifurcated into first is the main section, which is arithmetic comes a lot, and of course DI. So I would suggest for arithmetic, what you can do is there are like around 8 to 9 topics that you need to be thorough with, like time and distance, time and work. You need to have percentages, ratios, and all of that. So I would suggest you just go on, like, do the basics of these arithmetic topics so that you are sorted with them, because mostly arithmetic comes a lot. And of course, saying with the DI, you can solve 4 to 5 DIs every day, which will help you a lot. Also in DIs, the thing is, not all the 5 questions which comes in a single DI are easier. So usually it happens that, 3 questions are on the easier side, 2 questions are on the difficult side. So make sure that you're solving the 3 questions which are on the easier side, and then you can leave the two. So that is how you can go with the bonds.
What was your last mock score before CT? How much did you start with?
Sorry, Aditya.
Shivali, what was your last mock score before CT? The last mock you took, if you remember,
Yeah,
and how much did you start with?
yeah. So basically, I started with 80, 85, 80, 85 around, somewhere like that. And then in the last mock that I took, I scored around 138.
Okay, great. How much time did you allow to every section? Nish is asking. Uh,
Yeah, so basically I used to give 15 minutes to abstract, around 20 odd minutes to verbal. So because verbal was one of my weaker sections, so most of the questions except for RCs I used to go with my first instinct, because any which was I used to get them wrong. I mean, many of the time. So I used to go with my first instinct, and I used to allocate 20 minutes for verbal. And then I used to allocate around 30 to 35 minutes to quants, and around 50 minutes to LR. And if there is any time which is left, then I used to go for the second round for the difficult questions which I used to leave in the earlier round.
Got it. This is also very important, guys. This is where the question selection comes in. So Shivali is setting a time for each section and only attempting the easy questions in that 20 minutes or 50 minutes or how much of a time for that section. If it is moderate difficulty or difficult, just leave it, come back to it later. Just finish all the easy questions in the mock first. After that, do another round and then solve the moderate to difficult questions.
So I would like to take the question from Tejas. Like, he has completed most of the syllabus and practice. He has practiced also, but what he should go with, sectionals or full length? So I would suggest uh, that I'm assuming that you have not given a single mock. So I would suggest you that first give a mock, because we are almost 30 days. We have our exams in 30 days. So at least you'll understand what are you scoring. So what is your score line between and all of that. And definitely after analyzing the mock, you can go with sectionals, understand the areas that you're weak in, and then practice more for sectionals for say maybe 10 days. And then again, you have to go for full length mocks, because yeah, as we have exams coming ahead.
Sectional material, Amay, you can get sectional test on the TTP website. There are 40 sectional tests you get if you go for, even if you go for the mock test series that we have, you can get 40 sectional tests. Atharva TF mocks is, we are partnered with TF. They are good. I had personally taken them also during my preparation. Shivali also would have taken them. Uh, they are a good level and the difficulty is mixed, so it prepares you very well.
Yeah, test panda mocks, I would say, are personally, they have definitely helped me a lot because if you see on D-Day exam, I would say it is comparatively easier as compared to the test panda mocks. So, giving difficult mocks or maybe, mocks which are on the higher side as compared to CAT definitely helps you. So, Aisha, I was able to crack JBIMS in my third attempt. So in my first, I scored a 99.58 percentile. In my second, I scored a 99.73, and in my third, I scored a 19.9 percentile. So it was not that I got into JBIMS in my first attempt. So yeah, it was in during my there were few mistakes that I was doing. I would say I was unable to understand my strong areas, weak areas, and also the first attempt that I gave was at the last year of my graduation. So it was not like a full-fledged attempt as well. So as and when I progress and slowly understand what I'm weak at, what I'm strong at, and then go ahead with that. So, Atharva, I would say there is no ideal target in any test funda mocks. You will get, when you give the mock, at the end, you will get the analysis. You'll get how your peers have performed, what is the highest score, what is the highest score, what is the lowest score in all the sections, and the overall score as well. So, depending upon the difficulty level of the mock, the score would, your score would be depending upon the difficulty level of the mock. So I would suggest being in the top 10, 15. I would suggest that that can be your ideal target, like to be in the top 10, 15 amongst your peers who have given that particular mock. Also, Prashant is asking, giving a mock every day for the next 30 days is a good strategy. I would say personally, no. What you can do is you can, if you want to give it like on a daily basis, I would suggest give it on an alternate basis because it definitely, you'll be what do I say? You'll be drained at the end of the day because it's very because you have to give a mock and not just you just don't have to give a mock, but you have to analyze as well. So analysis takes around, another say 4 to 5 hours. And then probably I would suggest not just give a mock on daily basis, but then make some improvement on the next day and then give a mock on the other day. So that there will be a score improvement that you'll see.
Correct, I agree. I think take time to improve work, whatever weak areas you're getting, you have to practice that, you have to study that. You might have to read the concept again, you might have to learn the formulas again, you might have to learn some shortcut. So whatever it is, it will take time. The A lot of students give a lot of mocks, uh, but you don't have to keep a target number in mind. Ki if I take 40 marks, then I'll get into JB, or if I take 50 marks, I'll get into JB. That doesn't happen. It's more about how you learn from the mocks.
Vedant, definitely I would suggest joining TTP at this point will definitely help you. Say the video lectures will definitely help you in the areas that you're lacking. So if you are lacking in say LR or something, then you can see the video lectures which are there for LR and then go ahead because there are some tips and tricks which have been shared by this TTP members, which will definitely help you is what I would suggest. How
Yeah,
many
so whatever we've recorded, uh, see, it is one place where you can get all the lectures, all the topics, whatever topic you have. Now, we wouldn't recommend to go watch everything. That whatever your weekend is, go and watch that. And whatever we teach in that is something that we have used when we have attended CET. Whoever has recorded it is a CET topper, and they have recorded uh, the strategies, the tips, the tricks, the methods that they have used, implemented in the exam, and got into JBMS. So very, very tried and tested. And the unique part about TTV is the mentors like Shivali, who are giving time to a lot of the aspirants, the students. So there are different courses with and whatever you need. If you want to talk to a mentor so that you can get personal guidance, then you can go for TTP Elite. You can just get in touch with our team. But mentors like Shivali have 10, 15 mentees who they guide on a daily basis.
Yeah, so Aman was asking how many minutes to allocate for LR and quants. So LR, I would suggest, as we have 75 questions, and LR is also scoring. So as there are one-liners and all, so I would suggest 50 odd minutes are good for LR. And for quant, I would suggest around 30 to 35 minutes, depending upon your strength. And definitely, if you have time towards the end, then you can, during your first round, you can just mark the difficult questions and then solve the difficult questions towards the end. But then 50 minutes for LR and 35 for quants is what I would suggest.
Shruti, thanks for the feedback, Shruti. You can just WhatsApp us this feedback, Srikanth on me, and we'll make this change of the naming of the video lectures. So we'll take last few questions, guys. If your question has still not been clear, then please ask it.
So Ahan is asking tip for critical reasoning. So for me personally, critical reasoning is something that you can't have 100% accuracy for sure. So for me, critical reasoning was like a 50-50 game. So I used to expect if I'm solving around 10 questions, then if I'm getting 5 questions correct, then it was a win-win for me. Because critical reasoning, I would say I used to go with my first instinct. Because if you keep on thinking and thinking, then you might think that maybe A is correct, maybe B is correct, maybe even C is correct. So I used to go with my first instinct. And for critical reasoning, you can give sectionals. I think TTP has separate sections for critical reasoning as well. So that is what you can give. And yeah, strengthen your area.
Yeah, and critical reasoning is one thing. जिसमें थोड़ा accuracy कम ही आता है, so don't worry too much about it. As Shivali said, 50-60% accuracy is fine in critical reasoning. You just apply the rules, whatever you've learned in the concept from whatever mistakes you've made. वो rule apply करके whatever you answer you get, you just mark that and move on. उसमें you'll get 50-60% accuracy, and it's tough to improve more than that. Parth, I'll take your question. Solving RC 7 to 9 minutes, it should come to 6 to 7 minutes. Zone out in mocks, as you said, I think that is the problem. You have to try to improve your focus, take section tests, take more mocks. Uh, and what you can do is see you nowadays we are very spoiled because of Instagram and all of these other things which have hampered our attention span. So maybe that is the issue why you're not being able to focus. So 3 hours का study session रखो even after the mock. Ensure that you're still studying, still focusing, still reading. You have to improve that stamina or focus because this focus not only in RC will be hampering your other sections and score as well. You need complete concentration for those 2.5 hours uh, to get a your maximum potential marks.
So yeah, Prateek, on how to improve verbal section. So firstly, I would suggest, as we have like 30 to 40 days, 30 odd days left. So firstly, a half an hour of reading, adding, half an hour of reading, maybe a newspaper or anything to your entire preparation would definitely help because that helped me. It will not only help in your verbal section, but on the overall paper. Also, what you can do is for synonyms, antonyms, because for the past 2 to 3 years, synonyms, antonyms have been coming. I mean, a lot of synonyms, antonyms have been coming in the paper. So what you can do is just revise through the synonyms, antonyms, which you have probably come across your past mocks, or maybe the frequent words, synonyms, antonyms that we get in the exams. So you can prepare for that. And apart from that, I think on a daily basis, solving around 2 to 3 RCs should definitely help. Samyang, on an average for critical reasoning, I would say around 7 to 8 questions. So basically, it will differ from slot to slot, but on an average, around 7 to 8 questions do come for critical reasoning.
Tejas, you just taken one mock, so as I said, analyze that first, weak areas in that, mistakes you made in that, so that you can work on them in the next 3 to 4 days, and then you can go with the plan I said. If you use that plan and follow it, then you can take 10 to 15 marks, which is a good number over the next 1 month. For
Uh,
2025 admitted students, which month will placement begin? So when you get admitted to JBIMS, first you'll have the summer internship placements. There is no age criteria. It will happen in September, October, depending on when the batch joins JBIMS. There is no age criteria for placement. Companies, some companies might have a criteria, but that is rare. I have not seen anything like that. So there won't be any issue if you're worried about that.
Also, somebody is asking if we get extra sheets to solve in the exam. Yeah, definitely we do get extra sheets to solve in the exam. Also, I would like to share one thing that you can use your admit card, the other paper, to solve questions towards the end, because if you can't just keep asking for sheets. So towards the end, that is something that you can definitely do.
You can keep asking for sheets, but वो invigilator आने में जब तक time है, you can use this hack that Shah has mentioned. But you'll get as many sheets as you want. Um,
Vikrant, I guess, yeah, 60 plus is a very good score for LR, I would say. Uh, yeah, 60 plus is a very good score for LR. So the newspaper that I used to read was The Hindu. I used to read the first page and then the editorial page. These are the two pages that I used to read. It used to take around 45 minutes for me to read these 2 pages. And also during the D-Day, I would suggest what I did was just to freshen up my mind. I was reading newspaper for around half an hour before the exam so that I could get in that pace.
Corrective, and I was solving a few quant LR questions to just warm myself up. That is also a very good tip. Which section should we solve first in the exam? I would recommend whichever section you are good at, because that gives you the confidence. If in the first 50 minutes you say, mine was abstract and verbal. So abstract and verbal, 75 questions I solved in 1 hour approximately. And then I know in my head, ki, okay, almost 50, 60 marks I've secured. So that gives me a very good confidence boost for the rest of the paper. So it's very subjective, but try starting in the stronger section so that you feel confident.
So, Monia, my score in verbal, as it was one of my weak sections, it towards the end it was around 25 to 28 out of 50. Yeah, like it was my weak section, but I made sure that I'm reading newspapers on a daily basis. I'm doing synonyms, antonyms. I'm doing arts on a daily basis, so that I used to score around 15 to 17, but then towards the end I definitely improved it to 28, 30, and so on.
How much score should we get in verbal and quant? 35 to 40, if you're targeting JBMS.
So for synonyms, antonyms, Gaurav, I would suggest you that the previous mocks that you have given, there must be some kind of synonyms, antonyms which have occurred. So usually in CET, what happens is this kind of there are this say around 100, 150 words which keep on repeating many a times. Not that all of them they are going to repeat, but mostly synonyms, antonyms do repeat. So the questions that you have solved in your previous mocks, um, those words you can just maybe write it down somewhere, and then keep revising it, so that will definitely help for synonyms, antonyms. Geometry at this point of time, I would say around sometimes no questions come around geometry, or if the question comes, there are just one or two questions which come around geometry. In during my preparation, I've seen that, I mean, rarely geometry question used to come up. So I would suggest, if you're good, if you can like do the topic in like probably say half a day, then you can go with it. And if not, if you're gonna take 2 3 days, then I would suggest you might skip it.
We'll take a last one or two questions. We have 60 people watching, so thank you for joining. Please subscribe. We'll do this soon in almost 3 4 days. Again, we'll do this. Uh, and if you have not joined, we have a WhatsApp group. We have a Telegram group where we keep sharing material. On our WhatsApp group and Telegram group, we share 10 free mocks that you can take for practice. Uh, we've shared past 2024 CTK question papers, so that you know the level. CET attend mocks are good. I think everyone should take them. Uh,
So
5 mocks, it is good for practice. We've taken them as well.
So Tejas, I would suggest, as you have not attempted a single mock as of now, I would suggest, as the way Aditya told you, the number of mocks that you can go, say for example, one in 3 days, and then increasing the number of mocks further on. That is what you can follow.
Okay, we'll close the session now. Thank you all for joining. Please get connected to us on WhatsApp, Telegram, on our YouTube channel. We'll have a lot more of these. Thank you, Shivani, for joining from our busy academic schedule. And guys, if you want to enroll in TTP, the discount code is TTP20. You'll get a 20% discount on our courses. One-on-one mentorship will can help you a lot. There are mentors like Shivani, and for your weak areas, we have a lot of shortcuts, strategies for you to watch and improve that. Even in 30 days, it will be beneficial for you. So thank you all for watching, and we will have these soon, and we'll meet you guys soon.